comes from Shubhankar Majumdar, and he's quoting the Nitnem Sahib. Gawai ko taan, hovai kisai taan. Only those can sing of his greatness who have the power to do so. Acharya ji, what does this power refer to? This power is, Shubhankar, what you sometimes call as free will, sometimes call as choice, sometimes call as desire. Sometimes call as yourself. Man is a creature of choice. He decides, he picks. He asserts his so-called freedom. He experiences the capacity to do something. He experiences a certain doership. He revels in his doership. That which you call as the little self or the ego is a doer and a decision maker. So, what is the scripture telling you? The scripture is saying the power to choose Him is yours. The power to choose Him is yours. And only those who exercise their power vigilantly choose Him. Otherwise, it is very much possible, very easily probable that you choose against the truth, against God. Your free will, your doership, your choice making are your savior as well as your biggest bane. Apply yourself rightly, and heaven is yours on the earth. Invest yourself into darkness, and the darkest of hells would be your prison. It all depends on you. That is what the verse is telling you. Does God exist? It depends on you. Even the existence of the absolute is not really absolute. It depends on you. Because we do not know any absolute frame of reference. All we know is through our little eyes we look from. Is liberation possible? Depends on you. Is the teacher useful? Depends on you. You will make the choice. That's what your life is, a sum total of your choices. If your life pricks you and pinches you, that should tell you something about the quality of your choices. The daily experiences that you get are not at all related to any prescripted fate or destiny. Instead, they are just a clear and direct manifestation of who you are. And who are you? You are a being of choice. So when I say that the quality of your life, the quality of your experiences are just a reflection of the quality of your being, what it simply means is that your experiences are a reflection of the quality of your choices. To be is to choose. Man, somebody said, is condemned to be free, which means you cannot be and not choose. Just as you cannot choose to not to be, similarly you cannot be and not choose. That is the nature of the existence of the ego. If it is, it will choose. It cannot be and yet not choose. There is nothing called a choiceless ego. You can have choiceless awareness. But then, if you say you have choiceless awareness, one feels like asking, where are you in choiceless awareness? Far better would be to say that choiceless awareness has had me. Ego has choices. If you are suffering, you have chosen so. If you are deluded, that's what your choice is. If you are being run over by life, don't blame life. In your great sagacity. You made some decisions. And you are just bearing the result of those decisions. Life didn't run over you. You stubbornly came under the wheels of life. There is a difference. If you throw yourself in front of the train, it is not quite fair to attribute doership to the train. But we like saying, oh, the train crushed him. Did the train? Was it the train? No, the train didn't crush you. You decided to use the train to be crushed. You used and exploited the train like an instrument to fulfill your wish, didn't you? In fact, the train should complain of exploitation. You say, but why would one decide to willingly come under the train? Our personal wisdom. Our profound sagacity that exceeds the cumulative depth of the Upanishads, the Dhammapad, the Yoga Sutra. Keep all the scriptures on one side and keep our personal wisdom on the other side. And come on. We already know who would be outweighed. Why were the scriptures outweighed? Because it depends on you. You decided that your personal wisdom exceeds that of all teachers and books. It is not objective. It all depends on you. God will win if you decide so. Otherwise, you can keep God waiting, if not defeated. Oh, you are not getting my response. I am not comprehensible, perhaps, right? Why? It depends on you. You will understand if you want to. But if you have a great interest in not understanding, no teacher would succeed. The teacher is like a petitioner. You are the judge. Somebody very naively said, man proposes, God disposes. He didn't know a thing. The fact of the matter is, God proposes, man disposes. God is a perpetual lover in waiting. He keeps proposing and proposing. His very being is a proposal. like one of those college goers who wear a t-shirt reading "I love you." The very body of God is a love letter. But if you aren't yet willing, nothing happens. That's the power being referred to. Your power to dismiss even God. So powerful are you. And then Shubhankar says, Acharya ji, I am following your instructions regularly. And if some events trigger anger, hate, or greed, I try to find the reason inside. Sometimes the reason takes me to my childhood memories. Sometimes I feel very angry on myself for putting so much value on myself based on others' opinion. All this happens too often, and I can't concentrate on any one thing. Can't even read the books that you suggested. How to tackle this situation? Kindly guide. Shubhankar, it depends on you. Whatsoever is happening is not a happening. It's a decision. All the happening is to a particular subject who experiences the happening, right? And the subject in his eyes is his own master. So the subject is located where he wants to be located. And with the subject as the center, all happenings take place. So the happening is a function of the subject's location. And the subject's location is a sovereign decision of the subject. Therefore, the happening too is a decision of the subject. So why did something happen to you? Because you decided that it should happen. Remember that we are talking of the experience of the happening, not the fact of the happening. And you too are talking about the same. You are saying some outside event triggers anger, hate, or greed in me. So you are not talking about the event per se. You are talking about what the event does to you. It rakes up anger, greed, hatred. You too are concerned only with that. You have written nothing about what the event is, because that does not matter, right? Had that mattered, you would have described the event in detail. But you haven't described the event at all. You have described your reaction to the event. You have described what you experience during the event. And who decides your experience? You do. The experiencer decides the experience. Therefore, who do we have to complain? We have nobody to complain to. Something happened. Oh, that didn't require your participation. Understandable. But that which happened grew big on you. stirred you up, provoked a reaction from you. Now, all these nasty things you cannot attribute to the happening itself, though we are fond of doing that. We like to say, something bad happened, so I grew angry. We want to totally conceal the fact that we chose to be angry. We like to act innocent and choiceless. What could I do? I'm a poor little boy. I was forced to be angry. Mama, look at me. Look at my face. I'm not evil. I'm a little baby. But they kept teasing me. They said bad things to me. So I had to be angry, as if there was no choice involved. There is choice involved. And unless one admits that there is choice involved, there is no question of any liberation from suffering. All right, to be fair to the boy, let's admit that choices are not always conscious. Many a times, your choices are unconscious choices. You are choosing, but you do not consciously know that you are choosing. You are choosing in a dream. You are choosing in a fit. You are choosing in a reverie or a trance. Later on, you may even therefore deny the choice. You may say, I didn't choose, though you did. You pushed the button. But you pushed the button when you were sleepwalking. So you would like to use that as a defense. You will say, you see, yes, true. The CCTV footage says that I pushed the button. But don't you see, I was so somnambulant. I was sleepwalking. So you can't blame me. You are still to be blamed. Because the act of sleepwalking does not happen in isolation. Even when you are conscious, the sleepwalk is contained in your consciousness. Why didn't you tackle it then? That which appears in your dreams shows up in your waking state as well. Why didn't you inquire into it then? Even if you couldn't detect it in your waking state, why didn't you go into the stuff of your dreams? Of the various methods of liberation that Patanjali talks of, one is inquire into your dreams. You will come to know a lot about yourself. Those parts of your being that are afraid to come out naked in the sunlight show up reluctantly, coyly in the darkness of sleep. Why didn't you then ask them, who are you? Where do you keep hiding? What relation do you have with me? Where in me are you located? So, it is a poor alibi to say that one's choices happened in unconsciousness. Conscious or unconscious, life is yours. So, to whom are you petitioning? You get hit when you are wide awake, or you get hit when you are sleepwalking. The blood is yours. To whom are you offering an excuse? The other would excuse you, but would that alleviate your pain? Would that stop the blood? The blood is yours. It doesn't matter how you got the wound, whose responsibility it is to avoid the hurt and the wound. Yours, because it is your one precious life. So choices are happening all the time, and our fate is being sealed all the time, and the responsibility is entirely ours and all the time, because we are the sufferers, nobody else is.